Alors, rebonjour tout le monde. Re-bienvenue à la cage brasserie sportive de la Place Belle, ici à Laval. Et bienvenue à cette conférence de presse officielle de la sous-carte aujourd'hui, sous-carte de l'événement Sans limite, avec comme combat principal, on sait tous, le combat éliminatoire pour le championnat mondial des milieux IBF entre Jean Pascal et Michael Eifert, ce jeudi, ici même à Place Belle. Cet événement, je vous le rappelle, est une présentation de Dibella Entertainment en association avec Groupe Yvon Michel, Jean Pascal Promotion et en collaboration avec Blanco Sport, SES Sports Events, GmbH, présenté en direct à la carte à Indigo, Bell et Gymbox.tv. Avant d'oublier, on éteint nos cellulaires, on les met en mode silencieux, s'il vous plaît. Before we forget, or I forget, let's all mute our cell phones, please. Welcome once again to La Cage Brasserie Sportive here at Place Belle in Laval. Feels like Groundhog Day. We were here yesterday for special announcements and more today. Welcome again to this official undercard news conference for No Limit, featuring the IBF Light Heavyweight Championship of the World Eliminator between Jean Pascal and Michael Eifert right here at Place Belle this Thursday evening. This event is presented by Dibella Entertainment, Jim and Jean Pascal Promotions, in association with Blanco Sports and SES Sports Events, GmbH. It will be live on pay-per-view on Shaw TV, Fight.tv, and ESPN Plus in the United States. And at this time, I welcome all of our fans tuning in live on YouTube. Nos invités qui sont devant vous, encore une fois, vont prendre la parole. Il y aura une période de questions qui va suivre pour les médias, une séance de photos et ils seront disponibles par la suite pour les entrevues individuelles. Once again, same format as yesterday. I'll introduce our guests to you in the moment. In just a moment, they'll have a word with you. And after the speeches, we'll have a question period, and then we'll take questions from the floor. We'll have pictures for media, and everything will be followed by one-on-one interviews. So, again, our guests sitting before you today, voici nos invités. Le président de Groupe Yvon Michel, Jim CEO Yvon Michel, président de Dibella Entertainment, owner and CEO of Dibella Entertainment, Mr. Lou Dibella, l'ex-champion junior amateur d'Europe, former European Junior Amateur Champion, Yoel Angeloni, la médaillée d'or aux Jeux panaméricains, Pan Am Games Gold Medalist, Caroline Vert. On a avec nous la championne canadienne des poids coqs, Canadian Bantamweight Champion Amanda Galley, l'ex-championne amateur du monde Silver. We have with us former Silver World Amateur Champion Joseph Ward. From Chihuahuacan, Mexico, du Mexique avec nous aujourd'hui, Carla Ramos Zamora. L'ex-aspirante aux titres mondiaux du WBO et de la WBA. Also in attendance today, former world title contender for the WBA and WBO, Jessica Kamara. L'ex-champion canadien NABA, former NABA champion of Canada, Stephen Wilcox. Et l'ex-champion nord-américain IBF, former IBF North American champion, Mathieu Germain. So a very, very upscale undercard for Thursday's event. And at this time, I'll let our guests tell you more about it. Je cède d'abord la parole au plus important promoteur de boxe de l'histoire au Canada. Again, he is Canada's all-time most important and prolific boxing promoter, Jim's founder and CEO, président et chef de direction de Groupe Yvon Michel, Monsieur Yvon Michel.
Merci, Christian. Bonjour tout le monde. Merci beaucoup de vous présenter encore ici pour ce point de presse, un point de presse qui va mettre en lumière les boxeurs qui vont faire des combats préliminaires, le quart de finale et la demi-finale de ce grand événement, de ce grand combat de championnat qui met en opposition Jean Pascal contre Michael Eifert. Nous sommes très, très fiers, moi et Lou, du programme qu'on vous présente. Sur ce programme, on a 4 combats masculins, 3 combats féminins, 3 championnats, un pour les filles, 2 un chez les hommes et une élimination aussi chez les hommes. On a 3 ex-olympiens parmi nous. On a un Italien, un Irlandais pour la Saint-Patrick. En fait, on a de tout. Des combats qui vont être excitants, des combats déterminants pour la carrière des boxeurs. J'en dirai pas plus parce qu'il y a beaucoup de monde qui va parler. Je demanderai à Lou juste de nous dire un mot sur les boxeurs. On a fait, comme vous pouvez le constater, un bon mélange de boxeurs de notre organisation et de l'organisation de Lou, avec Jessica Camara dans le milieu, qui n'est pas avec nous, mais qui est de Montréal, est avec Lou, mais pas contre nous non plus. Donc, Lou, we have very, very exceptional undercard. Can you say something a little bit about the fighters that you're bringing?
Sure. First of all, I think one of the overriding stories of the undercard, before I get into the individual bouts, is there are 7 world-class fights being televised from Place Belle on Thursday night. 3 of them feature women's bouts. 3 of the bouts featured out of the 7 are women's bouts. We like to talk in boxing about equity and equality and things it hasn't gotten to where it needs to be for women in terms of money in boxing at all. That's something we're working on getting there. And I think as women and more women keep fighting at the highest levels, we're moving in the right direction. But I think it makes a great statement that there are 7 fights on this card and 3 of them are women's bouts. And I'm, 2 of my, I am very, very proud of the women I promote. I only promote women capable. Jessica Camara and Amanda Gallet are 2 women that are capable of winning world titles. They are world-class female boxers. They are championship caliber boxers, and I'm proud to bring them to the show. Carolyn is an Olympian. She also won the Pan Am Games gold medal. She's one of the best young female fighters in the world. There are 3 women on this card fighting competitive bouts capable of winning world championships. So I think that's a story behind this card that's a very strong story for women's boxing. So people who are out there who support women's boxing, people in Canada who are going to have the opportunity to watch this fight on pay-per-view, if you're a fan of women's boxing, you can't miss this card. It's the night before St. Paddy's Day. Mighty Joe Ward from Ireland, one of the top Irish amateurs in history, fighting an undefeated fighter on the undercard. Joe, it's been a rough road for him since he turned pro. His pro debut in a fight that was televised from Madison Square Garden in New York, a fight that he was clearly dominating early in the fight. His leg gave way. He dislocated his knee. He needed surgery. And next thing he knew, after recovering from surgery, we're in a pandemic. And, he's come out of this bad period of unexpected obstacles to get back on winning track. He's won 8 fights in a row, and he's fighting another undefeated fighter as one of the co-featured bouts. I'm going to let Yvonne talk more about the terrific fight between these 2 gentlemen up here. I also want to introduce a young man who is fighting on the card, who I think is one of the best young prospects in boxing. He was a junior world champion. He was a member of the Cuban boxing program and a Cuban national fighter, but he is half Italian. His mom is Cuban and lives in Cuba. His dad is Italian and lives outside of Rome. He fights out of Italy, and he fights behind an Italian flag, but he is also of Cuban origin and has the roots of the Cuban boxing program. Pay attention to this young man here, Yoel Angeloni, who I think is one of the best young fighters, as good a fighter under 20 years old as there is in the world today. So I'm really excited about this card. I think it's a great boxing card from beginning to end, and it's the kind of card that you want to see. If you're coming to Place Belle for this boxing card, you want to walk in before the first bell rings in the first bout, because you're going to get a quality fight and a quality world-class fighter fighting in every card, every fight on the card. So I'm really proud of this undercard, and it's an undercard that's worthy of being below a Pascal Eifert fight.
Et la demi-finale, on n'aurait pas pu demander mieux. On a un combat entre 2 boxeurs qui sont à la croisée des chemins, 2 boxeurs qui se connaissent, qui ont été sur la même ensemble sur l'équipe nationale, qui ont des fiches qui se ressemblent. C'est presque un combat local entre Mathieu Germain et Stephen Wilcox. On connaît bien la famille Wilcox. Merci Lee Baxter de nous avoir amené ce combat. Thank you very much, Lee, for providing us for this fight. On a un combat donc où le gagnant, parce que c'est un combat pour le championnat IBF intercontinental de la division des 140 livres, donc c'est automatique. Vous allez voir, tous les champions IBF intercontinentaux sont dans le top 10 mondial de leur division. Ça ne veut pas dire qu'on va se rendre dans le top 10, mais c'est certain que c'est le top 15. On a Michael Eifert. La raison pour laquelle il se retrouve en éliminatoire aujourd'hui, c'est parce qu'il est champion de la IBF intercontinentale. Donc, un combat qui s'annonce pour être serré, palpitant, extrêmement déterminant. On connaît Mathieu Germain. Mathieu qui est brillant sur le ring. Mathieu qui a été impressionnant à ses 2 dernières sorties, surtout sa dernière contre un jeune Mexicain qui était invaincu. Mathieu, on a beaucoup de confiance en lui, mais on sait qu'il va avoir une forte opposition devant Stephen Wilcox, qui vient d'une famille extrêmement populaire en Ontario. On va avoir le temps d'en parler un petit peu plus tantôt, mais maintenant, je demanderai, Christian, si tu peux introduire chacun en partant du bas, puis de demander aux boxeurs particulièrement qui sont ici de nous donner leur impression.
Merci, Yvon. Thanks, Lou, for sharing your passion with us. Lou, he needs no introduction, but let me just add that since 2020, he's a proud member of the International Boxing Hall of Fame, and I congratulate him for that. And certainly wearing one of the craziest and most attractive hoodie I've ever seen at a press conference for boxing. Congratulations, Lou. Thanks, gentlemen.
Everybody likes Charlie Brown.
Il fera les frais d'un combat de 4 rounds chez les mi-moyens jeudi. We'll see him in the ring in a 4-round welterweight contest this Thursday night. Please welcome the special Italian sensation, Yoel Angeloni.
And Amanda Gallet, we actually have 2 people of Italian origin on this card. You know, I'm with a name like DeBella, you can get, you know that.
3 now.
Actually 3. What am I saying? We got 3. Well, with me. We got 3 Italians up here. So
Amanda's going to translate.
Amanda's going to translate for Yoel.
So, just share the mic, please, Amanda. Yoel, go ahead and do Italian, and then Amanda's going to translate.
Ok. Buonasera a tutti, buon pomeriggio. Niente, cosa ho da dire? Che sono un dilettante, sono un ragazzo giovane che ha molta esperienza da dilettante, a prescindere della poca età che ho.
He says hello to everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. He's young. He's a young fighter, but he has a lot of experience. And he says he doesn't have much to say, but he's honored to be here.
Che nel cammino da professionista, ringraziando all'opportunità dell'Audi Bella, voglio dimostrare grandi cose che sono capace anche a livello professionista. Piano piano con l'aiuto della mia squadra, il mio team, e avanzeremo piano piano e non ci fermeremo fino a più che campioni mondiali.
He wants to thank DeBella for having him here today, and he says that slowly, he's going to reach his goal of becoming a world champion, and he looks forward to demonstrating it all in the ring Thursday night.
You got a future in this, Amanda.
Lou, you put me on the spot. You have no idea, but I did it.
Okay.
Post-fighting career, just standing by.
I want to take this opportunity. There's somebody in the crowd here I just want to introduce. When I was a kid, my grandparents were Italian immigrants. So the first fighters I started watching were Nino Benvenuti, who was a middleweight champion. And one of the first fighters, one of my grandfather's favorite fighters, is in the room right here. He was a hero of mine when I was a kid, and I was so happy to see him today. He came up here he was offering to translate it to French, but this is a great middleweight right here, a great all-time fighter, Sumbu Kalambe. So for anyone who didn't recognize him, this is really one of the greats, and a guy that was televised all the time on Saturday afternoons in the United States when I was a kid, but a great fighter. So Sumbu, good to see you here. Thank you.
Thanks, Lou.
Thanks.
And I'm always really nice to former great fighters when they're right beside me.
Very good.
My force of habit. Grazie, Yoel. Elle sera impliquée dans le 2e combat de la soirée jeudi, un affrontement de 6 rounds chez les poids plumes. Thursday evening, she'll be fighting her 3rd professional contest, 6 rounds in the featherweights de Montréal, Caroline Vert.
Bonjour tout le monde. Je suis très heureuse de pouvoir remonter dans le ring après seulement 2 mois. Pour ce combat-là, j'ai une nouvelle adversaire, c'est Anaëlle Angerville, qui a le même style de boxe que l'adversaire que je devais affronter au départ, Emma Gongora. Donc ça changerait par rapport à ma préparation. Je m'attends à un combat brutal avec cette fille. C'est une fille qui fait du Muay Thai, qui a été championne du monde de Muay Thai et qui a 7 combats professionnels, dont 5 victoires, une défaite et une nulle. Elle est d'ailleurs classée première en France devant Emma et 13e sur le classement de BoxRec. Donc c'est une très bonne adversaire. Et pour avoir accepté le combat avec seulement une semaine de préavis, je m'attends à ce qu'elle soit très en forme, prête à se battre et très forte mentalement. Donc pour ce qui est de ma préparation, je m'étais préparée pour un combat où est-ce que ça va y avoir beaucoup de clinch, beaucoup de coups cochons, puis c'est difficile de boxer une fille qui est désorganisée. Donc ça va être un très très bon combat. Elle a aussi fait plusieurs 8 rondes, 10 rondes, donc elle a une très bonne condition physique et elle va certainement me donner une bonne adversité, donc je suis très très excitée pour ce J.
Juste pour compléter là-dessus, Angerville a déjà battu Gongora en Muay Thai. Donc, on n'a certainement pas perdu en qualité. Elle est championne de France. Ce que Caroline a mentionné, qu'elle est classée 13e à BoxRec, Caroline est classée à peu près 80 à ce niveau. Vous pouvez imaginer le pas important qu'elle doit traverser ou faire pour rencontrer cet adversaire. Nous avons énormément de confiance et d'espoir en Caroline Vert. On a déjà parlé avec son équipe à quel point, même si vous vous souvenez, on a eu un faux départ l'été dernier quand elle devait livrer son combat en juillet au casino, mais on va se reprendre. Elle a un programme extrêmement chargé. Elle est au courant de ça. On veut s'assurer que Caroline va être à l'automne, qu'à l'automne, classée parmi les 5 meilleurs au monde de cette division. Elle a le talent qu'il faut, elle a prouvé ça chez les amateurs et on va lui permettre rapidement de prouver ça chez les pros. Et c'est une étape très importante que son prochain combat du 16 de jeudi prochain.
Yvon, on a une demande de traduction et puisque c'est le copromoteur de l'événement, tu n'as pas le choix. Peux-tu traduire en 30 secondes, 1 minute ce que tu viens de dire en anglais, s'il te plaît?
We have some people tuning in from the States, so give me a little English here.
What I said is the opponent she's fighting, you know, she's a substitute, but she beat in Muay Thai her former opponent. So she's ranked number 13 on BoxRec. Caroline, she has only 2 fights. She's ranked about 80 on BoxRec. So it's a huge step for her to fight that opponent. She's a French champion already. So what I also said is we have a lot of hope in Caroline Vert. She was a top amateur for a long time. You mentioned it. She was in the Olympic game, a gold medal in the Pan Am Games. And we have a very ambitious program for her, and we are expecting to bring her in the top 5 in her division before the fall.
When it's that technical, Lou, Yvon translates much better than I do. So there you go.
And I'm glad I heard that. It was
There we
interesting.
have it.
Thank you. I didn't know what the hell you were saying. Now I got it. Thank you.
Notre prochain invité va ouvrir les hostilités jeudi soir, 8 rounds chez les poids coqs. Our next guest has the curtain call this Thursday night, 8 rounds of action in the bantamweights. Former Canadian champion, back for an encore, but with her own words. Let's welcome.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. I just want to take this opportunity to thank Yvonne Michel and Lou DeBella, as well as Lee Baxter Promotions. Without the 3 of them, I wouldn't be here having this opportunity. I'm from Toronto, but sitting here before you all, it kind of feels like I'm in my hometown because I've had the privilege to actually be on Team Canada with the 2 ladies that sit to the left of me. I was on Team Canada with Caroline representing and as well as Jessica. So it feels like I'm not too far from home and I'm in my element. And though it's only one of us in the ring at a time, There's something about strength in numbers, so the three of us are going to set the tune for the night, put on a show, leave it in there, and just show them how well ladies can do it. I don't know too much about my opponent. She is from Mexico, and at this point, I might as well be walking out with a sombrero hat because out of 9 fights, I've faced 7 Mexicans. I don't ever underestimate them. They're durable, they're tough. And I've trained like I'm going up against a world title holder. I'm ready, and I'm going to leave it all in there and showcase my skill. And if I do get a little bit challenged, I'm very, very confident that I'll make the adjustments and do what I need to do to come out with the win. And I look forward to Thursday night, and I hope all of you do as well. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Amanda. Looking forward to your fight Thursday evening. Il y a un affrontement de 8 rounds chez les lourds légers impliquant notre prochain invité qui va certainement retenir beaucoup d'attention jeudi. Il est l'ex-champion amateur du monde Silver. He'll be involved in a light heavyweight 8-round contest Thursday evening. His record stands at 8 victories, only 1 defeat, 4 KOs. He comes to us from Moat, Ireland, former silver amateur world champion Joseph Mighty Ward. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, look, I'm looking forward to Thursday night. Everything has gone really well in camp. Also, too, since obviously I turned pro, I got off to as Lou said, it was a really difficult start for me, blowing my knee out, having an operation, especially after a very successful amateur career, winning world medals, European golds, representing Ireland in the Olympic Games. So I was expecting to move a little bit faster, but I'm delighted now that we're building momentum and we're really pushing on and getting opportunity fighting really big cards. And yeah, I'm looking forward to putting on a ruthless performance on Thursday and having a really busy 2023 and yeah, getting closer to where I want to be, become a champion, which I believe I can be.
And I hope all there's a big Irish community here in Montreal. I didn't know that until I talked to some local people, and there is a big Irish community here. It's an opportunity to come out one night early and start celebrating St. Patrick's Day and watch Mighty Joe Ward do his thing on Thursday night. So Irish people, come out. Maybe I'll buy you beer. Come out and watch the fights with us.
Absolutely. Look, it's a special time for Irish people. Paddy's weekend. We go a little bit crazy, but yeah, look, I'm really looking forward to the fans, Irish fans, coming on Thursday night to support me, and yeah, we'll celebrate after the nice knockout.
Right on. Thanks, Joe. An Irishman fighting on St. Paddy's Day's Eve. You can't miss that. Coming to us from Mexico. De retour aux femmes, elle nous parvient du Mexique. Elle va combattre dans un combat de 10 rounds. IBF International, le titre des super légères. Her fight consists of 10 rounds of action Thursday night for the IBF International Super Lightweight title, Carla Ramos Zamora. And by the way, Carla, her opponent, Jessica, will this is a first in a boxing press conference. Her opponent will translate her words, so you can pretty much say what she wants.
Caroline va faire la traduction.
OK. Caroline? OK. Carla Ramos Zamora.
¿Cómo te sientas para la pelea este jueves?
Pues me siento bien, me siento tranquila y me siento preparada para esta pelea.
She feels good, she feels ready for this fight, and she's ready.
All right, short words, everything is said. Ce combat, en passant, est l'un des 3 combats de championnat jeudi. 10 rounds, je le répète, pour le titre IBF international des super légères. Avec nous, l'ex-aspirante au titre mondiaux WBA et WBO. Once again, I remind you, this fight is one of 3 championship bouts Thursday. 10 rounds for the IBF International Super Lightweight title. Here's former world title contender for the WBA and WBO de Montréal, Jessica the Cobra Camara.
Hello, everybody. First of all, I'd like to thank my promoter, Lou DiBella, and Groupe Yvon Michel for having me. I'd like to thank my team, my sponsors, Fantini and Paradise Montreal. I'm just happy to be here, back at home, fighting after 3 years, and fighting for the IBF International title. I'd like to thank my opponent, Carla, for accepting this fight. Gracias por aceptar la pelea. My original opponent was supposed to be Priska Vikot. She pulled out last minute, and Carla stepped up to take her spot. Interesting fact, Carla actually defeated Priska and was the only person to stop her. So I believe this to be a much tougher fight. She's a come forward Mexican-style fighter, but I'm ready for whatever she has to bring. This fight is more than just about coming up victorious. I have a statement to prove. I want to prove that I belong at the top and that I'm ready for, all the champions, all the big fights. So come Thursday night, this is going to be my next test. I'm coming with everything. I'm striking fast and I'm striking hard.
Thanks, Jessica.
One thing I want to add on that is the IBF international title is a significance to this bout also because if Jessica can meet the challenge of Carla and win this fight, she's going to be the mandatory contender at her weight class. So this is a real important step for her in a charge toward a world championship. And one thing about Carla, too, interesting in women's boxing, unlike the men, women are less hesitant to fight 50-50 fights. Women fight each other all the time at the highest level. They don't say no to fights. They don't care as much about getting a loss on their record. And Carla's record says 9-9. But if you look at who Carla fought, she's fought multiple world champions. She's fought the best contenders and fighters in the world consistently. And her record is an illusion because she is literally one of the a serious world-class contender. And I think all of boxing, we have to get more to the point that fighters are more willing to accept challenges, because if you lose in a great fight to someone of your same skill level, that shouldn't hurt your career. And getting a built-up record against guys that aren't capable doesn't mean you're a great fighter. It just means you have a good record. And I think the men, there's another area where the men can take a lesson from the women in our sport.
Thanks, Lou. Le dernier combat avant la finale de jeudi impliquera notre prochain invité, nos prochains invités. 10 rounds pour le championnat IBF intercontinental des super légers. Presque une demi-finale autant excitante. Elle promet d'être autant excitante que la grande finale de jeudi. Notre prochain invité est l'ex-champion canadien NABA. This fight promises, it could be called the co-main event. It promises to be just as exciting as Thursday's main event. Our next guest will be fighting 10 rounds for the IBF Intercontinental Super Lightweight Championship. He comes to us from Hamilton, Ontario. Professional record, 24 victories. Only 3 defeats, 1 draw, 7 KOs. Please welcome former NABA champion of Canada, Stephen Wilcox.
Stephen, I would like, Lee, can you come here for a second? I would like you to introduce Stephen, to tell us a little bit about him.
Take this mic.
Bonjour. That's about as far as we get. Stephen and I have known of each other for a very long time. He was promoted by another promotion company, did a great job with his career. We crossed paths recently, and I signed him because I saw a big opportunity to take him to that next step. He's been in the ring quickly in 2022, 2 turnaround fights to kind of get him back in the swing of things and show that he's ready for a world-class opponent. Matthew Germain, we have known him for quite some time. We feel this is the right time that these 2 guys will clash in what Lou says, risk to reward. And unfortunately, these days, these kids are always avoiding everything. And fortunately, these 2 guys, they don't look at the dollars and cents. They just look at who's going to be the winner. It's a big pride fight, and I'll let these guys take it off from here. But I think we're in for a treat for a co-feature.
Stephen?
All right, I don't got to say much. Lee expanded itself, but first I want to thank Lee Baxter, Lou DiBella, and Jim for making this fight possible. I trained hard for this. We knew the fight for about 2.5 months now. We put everything in training camp, and we found out a little while ago it's for the IBF Intercontinental, and it boosted me up more, and I'm going to do everything I can to make sure I walk out of Montreal as the champion.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. L'adversaire de Stephen a aussi une fiche très impressionnante. 21 victoires, 2 revers seulement, 1 verdict nul, 9 KO. Il est l'ex-champion nord-américain IBF. Steve's opponent also has a pretty impressive record. 21 victories, only 2 defeats, 1 draw, 9 KOs. He is the former IBF North American champion de Montréal, Mathieu G-Time Germain.
Et je demanderai à Stéphane Arrouche de venir ici pour nous présenter Mathieu. J'en profite pour présenter Douglas Leblanc, le gérant de Mathieu Germain, qui a été très, très impliqué pour l'organisation de ce combat, de ce championnat. Merci beaucoup, Douglas, pour ton intervention.
Bonjour tout le monde. Hi, everybody. As everybody mentioned, it was a great opportunity. C'était une opportunité exceptionnelle. Comme Yvon et Lou l'ont bien mentionné, c'est 2 boxeurs à quelque part qui ont une fiche qui est très, très identique. Ils ont été en même temps sur l'équipe nationale. Ils auraient pu ne pas se battre ensemble, mais thanks, Steven, to agree on the bout. Mathieu Germain, vous le connaissez, c'est un petit gars qui travaille fort. Il est très, très, très passionné par la boxe. C'est ce qu'on appelle un vrai professionnel. He's a true professional. He comes to fight. He is in there with all the tools. He's crafty. He's enthusiastic. He puts on a good show. Je suis aussi honoré de voir que dans le coin adverse, il y aura Ryan Grant, le frère des frères Grant, qui était au gymnase avec nous il y a longtemps. Donc, c'est une belle opportunité pour tout le monde. C'est un combat qui va être très excitant pour Mathieu et pour Steven. Ça donne des ailes. C'est un combat qui va ouvrir des portes. Et les 2 boxeurs sont rendus là dans leur carrière en espérant qu'une porte va s'ouvrir. Je veux en profiter pour remercier Douglas. Sans toi, ce combat-là ne serait pas possible. Alors, je vous dirais que le co-main event n'est pas à manquer demain. Ce sera quelque chose d'excitant, quelque chose qui va attirer l'attention et du début jusqu'à la fin. Mathieu est prêt. Mathieu est mean. Mathieu est dans le gymnase depuis le mois d'août. He's in the gym since August. Fight were canceled, postponed, and he is like a lion ready to go. So I'm quite excited for this bout tomorrow night. Thank you.
Mathieu, tu es d'accord avec ça?
100%, oui. Bonjour tout le monde, merci d'être là. Merci à Douglas, merci à Stéphane, merci à Groupe Yvon Michel. Écoute, normalement, j'ai l'habitude d'avoir de la misère à la fermer. Là, j'ai pas grand-chose à dire. Je suis prêt, je veux me battre. Il n'y a aucune option que je sorte du ring sur la ceinture. Donc, soyez présents du début. Je suis prêt, je suis méchant. J'ai hâte. Merci.
Merci, Mathieu. Des questions des journalistes?
You gotta translate that.
He's ready, he feels mean.
He looks mean.
Honestly, in a couple of words, he's fully ready and he's mean. He wants to do the job and finish the job on Thursday evening. Questions? No? Okay. So there you have it. A very, again, upscale undercard this Thursday evening. No limit. The IBF Light Heavyweight Championship of the World Eliminator. Jean Pascal, Michael Eifert with this prestigious undercard right here at Place Belle. Tickets on sale now at evenco.ca. Sans limite, jeudi, billets en vente dès maintenant à info@groupeyvonmichel.ca ou evenco.ca. Media Pictures, quelques photos et par la suite les entrevues individuelles.
Juste une dernière chose, parce qu'on en a parlé beaucoup, ou abondamment, depuis quelques jours, je vous inviterai à aller jeter un coup d'œil sur le plan de vente de la Place Belle. Vous allez voir qu'il y a beaucoup de mouvements. On est très heureux de la façon dont ça se passe. Donc, on ferait les 2 championnats face à face.
Parfait. Merci, Yvon. Thanks, Lou. Thanks, everyone. Merci beaucoup. Have fun. Good luck on Thursday evening. So we'll do the championship bouts, face-off pictures right now in front of the tables. Merci aux médias. Merci tout le monde d'avoir été là. Et on se donne rendez-vous demain, 17h ici même pour la pesée officielle. Next appointment tomorrow, 5 p.m. right here for the official weigh-in.
Oui. Prends les photos tout le monde.
Yeah, Joe, surround yourselves with the ladies.
And where is... Okay, Mathieu. And Steven, just in the middle. We are doing the all in turn? Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Maybe just put your shoulders on. Yeah, like this. Okay, fine. C'est bon? Merci. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Some journalists.